So thank you so much, everyone. We are from Grant Thornton, Bharat, a leading consulting firm. The white paper or a report that we have published or we are launching here will be available on IMI's website, so you can go through. This is basis our experience in seeing the trends across 3 to 5 years during the festive season. How brands behave, how they should move towards the preparation rather than just approaching, how brands should prepare during the festive season. Why festive season is important? It actually, there is 40% of sales of any brand is during this festive season. So it's really important to prepare well so that your sales or your brand value goes up during this session. But what are key aspects that we observed? That the supply chain planning, it is more from the e-commerce or brand perspective. The supply chain planning, the surge that happens during last 1 week of the festive season or key peak days actually impacts the sales, impacts the delivery, impacts the customer sentiments towards that brand. So how those aspects should be considered, particularly the communication. When surge happens, customer expects similar quality. But at back end, you do not have that much surge in the capacity. So how to deal with this? Those all aspects are covered in this report. And from brand perspective, I'll just ask Anusha to take forward on the themes of the report. Once you go through the report, you'll see whether this surge, how big is this, what is the opportunity during the festive season, and how brands in past have utilized this opportunity to grow further. Last 3-year trends we have published with specific case studies, specific learnings and best practices from other brands which have leveraged this opportunity. Anusha.
Yeah. Hello everyone, a very good afternoon. So the report that we are here to launch, which will be soon also available digitally on the IMI website, has some key trends like Dharmender mentioned about, that the past 5 years, 3 years, what has been trend and how the sales are more concentrated towards the festive seasons. But then we also try to understand beyond what are the minor factors, what are the intricacies that are at play behind these numbers and what gives someone an edge over the others. So one of the key findings that our report talks about is that all the time-bound campaigns that have been done by the different brands, be it large players, smaller players have also emerged as change makers. So everyone who has taken action on time has got the reward. And then we also realize that it's not about blanket discounting, but we are coming with huge discounts during the festive season or having a discounted sale. That is something which used to be a work of which used to work in the past, but over last few years, we have realized that the brand value is something which stays with the customers, and consumers, they are looking for value, not just for the discounts. And this is also evident with the data. It says like brand recall is 35% higher, where the brands are investing in storytelling. They are using regional influencers. They are using regional motifs. So like Dharmender mentioned, that we have also tried to capture some of the successful case studies from the past of the big brands who have made these successes, and our report talks about, and one of those case study is about a D2C brand, jewelry brand, who used a nostalgia-driven campaign. And through this particular campaign itself, their sales was 70% higher during the Navratri season. So this talks about how the emotions and brand are now merging. Then obviously influencer marketing and social virality is the new thing. So again, around 74% of the shoppers during the festive season, they have got the leads from some social media influencer they have been following. They trace it, okay, that this is the trend that is upcoming, and then they go their purchasing decisions. So what lies here for the companies who are building their brand or the marketers is when to tap this influencers, which is the right time. Because if you approach them very close towards the start of the festive season, you are already too late. So making prep beforehand will be the thing, because these creators in idle season, when you reach out to them, they will be more reachable. You can work with them more closely, tailor your content, rather than being the last minute approacher and having to pay the higher amounts. So we have collated some of the best practices in our reports. For example, using a calendar-based micro-campaigning model, not just sticking to the major festivals like Holi or Diwali, but also targeting the smaller ones, like Karwa Chauth sale. Karwa Chauth is again a big major festival, also regional, so making an informed decision that which regions to target, which are the local festivals that should be targeted, so that not just large campaigns, but the year is full of micro, small campaigns as well. Then collaborating with influencers 4 to 6 weeks ahead of the pre-buzz and bookings. And also making sure that there is a special limited line of items that is launched which is specific to the festivals. We recently closed Raksha Bandhan, and there were a lot of new age startups and brands which came up with very innovative campaigns, which innovative ideas and very festival specific products. So that is again a game changer. And also activating the new ways through which consumer want to engage with the products. For example, enabling click to buy options on an Instagram or a WhatsApp. Because a lot of users, they are making quick decisions. They just want to know, how do I buy this thing? And not just being targeted by the advertisement. And to back it all up, obviously there is a need for operational preparedness. Logistics is something which needs to be handled at the back end. We need to be sure that what are our targets and how much sales are we going to expect. So how do we remain strengthened at the back end, both for the delivery as well as for the returns. So these are just some of the trends, again, our report talks about. Obviously, we cannot undermine digital technology and its role. So with AI coming in, hyper-personalization is the new big thing. Artificial reality, virtual reality is also coming in almost all the sectors. It started with makeup, try it on at home. Now it's going on to decor as well. You can try the wall colors, you can try a decor placement in your home. But at the heart of it, there is also a regulation that compliance with Digital Data Protection Act is also something which companies need to be a bit mindful of, so they do not foray into any complications, because both personalization as well as usage of AR, VR will require a lot of understanding of the DPDP rules and regulations, so that you can effectively implement your marketing without any breach of regulations. So I'll be handing over to Dharmender to sum it up.
So, sure. Thank you. Just one point which Anusha told that, so in our report, if you'll go through, we have analyzed that in various regions and states of India, how in the festive season, the surge happens and which dates. So how can you prepare calendar for the surge and plan your campaign according to that? So that's absolutely essential. Second, as operational preparedness rules above all the strategies. How can you plan? How can you plan well in terms of your content, emotionally led content with every festival? That is, we have seen, again, we have highlighted 5 case studies where emotional led campaign during the festive season reached or increased the growth by 70% for certain brands, and how those were implemented. Those are key learnings that it's important for everybody. And this is not just a study, it's basis our experience working with our clients or creating the brand campaign in last 3 to 4 years. So all those implementable, actionable points are included in this report, which can be relevant to the brands. Second aspect, in terms of sourcing, where the demand is coming from. Demand is 60% of the demand is coming from non-metro cities. So what are specific hyper-personalized personalized, hyper-localized campaign that you can learn for cities or for that region. Those are absolutely important to analyze trends. If you'll refer our report, we have included those trends in our report that you can learn and prepare. Now, coming to the 3 recommendations for the stakeholders, for brands. So it is not just every season, move from participation to preparation. If you are prepared well, if you are prepared on the campaign, if you are prepared for the resources, one major aspect in the preparation is the communication plan. Because the way customers expect communication in the festive season, during the surge, they expect a similar level of quality. How customer experience tools which can help you in handling those surge is really important for the brands. From ecosystem, the supply chain, logistics players, how they should prepare. The delivery agent may not be able to fulfill delivery as per the expected. And they want product on the festive day, on the festival day. How can you manage those delivery and plan those delivery considering the worst case scenario of the surge? So this is extremely important that you have well-defined service levels with the ecosystem partners. The last, which is also really like DPDP, you should have consent mechanism, consent architecture for collecting consent, usage of customers' data to analyze the trend. All those policies and all those terms and conditions should be there, well documented before the festive season. That's another major aspect. And MSME, it's really important that small sellers are contributing more than the large sellers. So how should you be identifying MSME which will be sourcing, from where you will be sourcing the products or the aspects that you are going to deliver, services also. So that is really important to strategize during this surge. If the large seller is not able to fulfill your expectation during the surge, how smaller MSME can actually help you. So all these will be available on the IMI website, a detailed study on this. This is last 3 to 5 years of trends during the festive season and how you be preparing well. I think that's all from our side.